Casey, I said, I wish you two could get along and get together and you express that you'd cut trees down to satisfy your neighbor or whatever. You know, has there been any communication since that? I mean, between you and her? I mean, have you guys been talking at all? I mean, no, okay. Cause, you know, the last thing you wanna do is fight with your neighbor and whatnot.
I don't,
you know?
this is,
And as far as the wildflower thing goes, you know, unless it's a nuisance type flower, I don't know, I didn't even know there was a code for firewood, so. I mean, I think there'd be a lot more than you, just him in non-compliance with firewood. Cause there's several, I mean, I got firewood in my backyard, I guess I would probably be in non-compliance myself.
mine's not stacked,
I
it's in a
don't know.
pile, and I guess that's,
I didn't know that it had to be stacked and stuff. I'm glad I know now because
well,
actually mine won't go above my fence.
The, last Thursday, Ben and I and Tyler were over at, looking at his property. And, yeah, if he's taking care of the firewood, that's great. The flowers, Ben, you know, there's kind of a deep undergrowth. It's getting thick. It's not just flowers, there's weeds and stuff.
there's no weeds in there. You didn't step,
Up. Don't wanna talk. Your 5 minutes is up.
then be accurate when you're speaking, please.
You talk again and you're out the door. Okay? We keep getting the complaints about rodents and snakes. That's where they live. They'll live in a wood pile, they'll live in any of the thick undergrowth, they'll live in anything like that. If you wanna have your flowers, I have nothing against flowers, I've got flowers all over my yard. Just make sure that they're not creating a nuisance with rodents and whatever for your neighbor. That's all we're asking, okay? If we get more complaints about snakes and stuff, then, you know, something's gonna have to be done. And that's the bottom line. That's all.
I have a question. Can I amend my motion on the minutes to include that confirmation from Ben that he was in compliance once you made your visit?
Yeah, his grass was in compliance the first time also. I think it was all the wildflowers grew up.
Everything was pretty low at that time. Now things are getting much taller and thicker.
And as he stated, he said Ben would be monitoring that. I think from a fairness standpoint, I think it would be a good idea to amend the minutes to indicate that at that point when Ben was there, he was in compliance. And I mean, that would be my motion, to amend the minutes to reflect that.
Okay, you have that then? The biggest thing, I guess, we'd all like to see is, as Steve was saying, neighbors get along with neighbors. Like you mentioned, you can stack your wood any place in the yard, but I'll bet you're gonna stack it over on that side of the yard, so if there's rodents or snakes in it, they're gonna be right there. Could you compromise and stack it over on the other end or anything? I mean,
Well,
we're all trying to be bullheaded here.
can I answer that question or no?
You can answer a question, yes.
So if I stack it on the other side of my yard, there's gonna be rats and snakes undulating my other neighbor by your logic.
Okay?
There will be
Stack
no
it in the
place,
middle of the yard.
but
Stack
you
it
can't
somewhere
tell me
it's
where to
not
stack
gonna
my wood.
bother anybody else.
This is about the ordinances and what's in the ordinance. And that's all I'm asking for you to do is provide the specific ordinance and verbiage in that ordinance that says I can't grow flowers. That's all I'm asking from this committee. If you can provide that, I'll pave my backyard.
If it's continually bringing rodents to
Spe-
the neighbors,
specific
then
ordinance.
there is a problem.
A
because
specific ordinance, please.
Where's the
Well, we'll
proof?
find one for you, you got darn guarantee of
Where's
that.
the proof of the snakes and,
You can't do that. I mean, it's just not being a good neighbor, it's certainly not being a good citizen. I don't
Don't-
know why you have it so against wanting to compromise with your neighbors.
This is about the ordinance.
I don't think there's a neighbor all around you that must like you, I don't know, they're just afraid to talk.
But it doesn't matter, Daryl. This is about the ordinance and what is compliant and what is not.
Ordinances and all.
We have, if you're gonna amend the minutes, you have to take a vote on amending the minutes.
Okay. I need a motion then,
I made a motion, did anybody, you know, the second?
we'll second it by John. Thank you. If you guys can't compromise a little bit, I don't know what else to tell you.
But I'm being forced into doing something that
We're
is not.
forcing you, we're asking you.
But it's
We're
not.
asking you to just be a good neighbor and
Well,
stop fighting.
Ben has asked me to keep a 3-foot space off of my fence, and I have done that. That is not in the ordinance. That is me doing a favor for Ben and being a good neighbor. You know, I mean, you're acting like I'm not giving, because I am, and I'm doing that. But the bottom line is,
You got a tree stump that's, about 2 feet inside of your fence, that's about 6 feet high? Correct?
probably 3 feet in.
3 feet in, okay, we measured. And that's right across from your neighbor's deck.
It is.
And what sign did you put up on that?
It said no smoking.
Did you do that to aggravate her because she's a smoker?
100%.
Then that's why you got the sign in her window.
Well, I know.
See, you just aggravate each other.
But
That's
what,
all
you know, there's a difference between a no smoking sign looking out for public health and your neighbor telling you to
But
fuck
you
off.
don't cooperate with anybody.
You know,
I'm moving on.
well, is the city gonna provide me with a
Moving on.
specific
Enough.
ordinance? Is the city gonna provide me with a
Enough. Oh,
I think I'm
odor, I'll
asking,
have you removed.
I'm asking a fair question.
Odor, I'll have you removed. You're
Is
not
this-
supposed to be talking now.
So the city is unable to provide me.
Please.
I'll say it.
oh, shit.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave,
This is ridiculous.
but I will expect the city to provide me with an ordinance and the verbiage in that ordinance.
Well, I think they should get you, an ordinance. We should get them the
We
verbiage.
will.
He said you.
Yeah.
Please,
They'll
But
get
he
you,
won't
they'll get you the
listen.
verbiage.
He will not.
I'll make
listen.
sure they get you it.
I am listening,
No,
Daryl.
you're not.
But there's ordinances in the city and those are the rules. And I'm asking you to tell me specifically what rule I'm breaking. That's it.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Well, because as you go through the ordinance, you'll find that you don't have an argument. Okay? So, thank you for your time. I'll take care of the wood. And I'll be looking for the specific
We
ordinance that I'm
appreciate you
breaking.
taking care of the wood.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.